It's time for Don and Ron. You won't get this anywhere else.
Hello, my name is Michael Brewer. I am the Minister of YouTube Videos here at C&D Aviation. I shoot, direct, and edit the YouTube videos that you see on the Don and Ron video channel. We have shot recently a several-part series on laying out the numbers on the wings of the 1945 J3 Cub. Today, we are going to publish first the last part of that series, and I wanted to let you know that so you wouldn't think you'd missed anything, and stay tuned for the earlier parts to be published soon.
All right, folks, welcome to the final edition for putting in numbers on this beautiful 1945 J3 Cub with Don
and Ron.
We want to talk about how we finish things up. You know, we've got the end numbers on the airplane now, but we've got to cut the inspection covers out, and we've got to put the inspection holes out, and then we got to put the covers on. And we've got a little technique that we've kind of developed. One of the guys that works for us, can't take credit for it, come up with how to do it, Frank. It was a pretty neat little idea using some plexiglass, and it's our handy dandy installation tool. Especially when dealing with these original inspection covers. Kind of want to show it to you right here. Ron's got just a simple piece of plexiglass. And a little quick note too, when we do these old inspection covers, they're originals. These are the ones with the little locking holes, vent holes they call them. And it's got the two blades as far as holding it in place. But, you know, we take our time and we media blast, glass bead these guys. And then we raise the little tabs up and we glass bead under there too, and then we epoxy coat it real good so that these old guys, last another, 75 years, 100 years. But anyway, so it's real simple. We're going to show you in just a minute how we install using this simple piece of thin plexiglass, and it keeps you from scratching your paint, and it makes it easier for to install when you got these two tabs right here. So show that to you in just a second. But as you can see, the end numbers nice and laid out. That fine line tape did a really good job. We only have a couple little teeny tiny spots where it bled under, where the overlap was, and that's real easy to take care of. We'll show you that in a minute, how it just pops right off. But again, show you some B-roll here in just a second, but here we go. Okay, we were talking about little bleed unders where the tapes overlapped each other. A lot of folks wouldn't go to this detail, but we do here at our shop. So I've got a brand new razor blade, and I just real simply, gently, and I'm resting my hand on the fabric, and I just barely take that guy and just pop him right off there. I'm just grabbing just the edge of the paint, and it just popped that little guy right off of there, okay guys? And look at that, okay? And then we'll take a little bit of polish and clean that up. Now we want to talk about how we cut these inspection rings out. New razor blade is such an important thing, okay, when you put it in there. And typically, I don't want to be pulling on it. Pulling on it, if you slip out, that's where you can come over, you can cut the fabric, outside of it. So I just use two hands on it, okay? And I insert it, and I make sure that I've got something that I can push against. If I'm pulling a little bit, then I can rest this hand against it. And I just simply go around the ring. And again, I'm not trying to have any kind of resistance at all. If I feel resistance, then I stop, okay? But I want to have something backing me up. I want to push against it so that there's no chance for it to come out and slip. I don't want that slipping out of there. So now we've got the fabric kind of started, and I've got the blade at an angle, okay? And I'm just running it around through there, just taking my time with it. You can hear my hand kind of dragging on it. And then I'll come back the other direction. Again, supporting myself in both directions. That way there's no chance for it to slip out. And I'll hold that blade at an angle as I come around through there. Run it right around the ring. And the closer you get to the ring itself, sometimes you'll catch the plastic itself, the ring itself, and it doesn't want to pull, and that's when you get in trouble and you start jerking on it. So get a start on it again. Get that blade in there. Again, kind of support yourself. There's no chance for you to come out of there and cut anything but what you want. And I'm putting a little pressure on the blade as it comes around. I'm making sure that I'm not cutting into the ring support. And again, making sure that this little rascal, like I said, I got this hand pushing against this hand, okay? And I just work my way around there. And the one thing you don't want to do is let go of that last little bit. It's kind of like when you're doing a can of tuna or something, and you've got your can opener and you're going around through there, and you get to that last little edge, and you cut it, and lo and behold, it falls down in the wing. It's a pain in the patootie, as you know if you've done it before. So as I get to that last little part, I grab a hold of it, okay? And I just gently push that last little piece. So you get a nice hole, you know, nice and pretty. It's not all jagged looking. And so now I've got my ring cut out. Now we'll be able to get in here and inspect everything. And of course, if you look at Michael's airplane, it's just beautiful. Everything's been CAD plated, so just like it belongs, and pretty cool. Well, now we're going to bring Ron in, and he's going to show you how we use our special inspection ring installation tool made out of that plexiglass. So I'll let you have Ron.
All right. Well, we have our old cover, and if you notice, like Don said, it has 4 little vent tabs, and those vent tabs will sometimes scratch it if you try to put this on here without a piece of little plexiglass that we've come up with. And if you just take it and you slide it underneath the ears, now it gives you a little protection, keep you from scratching the fabric. So if you take that and you line it up, so now you can just take it and stick it in and just rotate it around without it being a problem. So now we're going to just slide it right on in, and now it goes back nice and easy over top. And now all you've got to do is just slide it right back in, put it in, do a little bit of adjustment, and you're done. It's that easy. And when you get ready to take it out, you can use it again. So now you put it in behind it, protect the fabric from getting scratched, slide it out, pull it right out. So it's a really, really safe way of protecting your fabric and the paint of the aircraft. A good little neat little trick. It just works perfectly every time.
All right, we're going to finish up for you here. Again, this is our holiday festive event, and I know Michael wished this airplane would be ready for to be under the Christmas tree this year, but unfortunately, trying to do the details on such a fine airplane just takes time, and everybody needs to understand that. And you know, Ron showed you how we do the inspection covers, installing those, and I'm going to show you how I line this line up right here, because you could put the stencil back on it. It would be real simple to do. But this is really a simple way. You take a long piece of fine line tape, basically, because we want to make sure we're doing that black line, and I'm just watching it, and I'm going to set it right down on top of that, nice and pretty. And you can see I've got my hand steadied out here, and I'm just basically pushing it straight down. And so now I'm going to pat it down. Fine line tape is cheap, folks. It really is. Don't worry about using too much. Just like what I'm going to do here. I want to make sure that I've got my line right. So now I'm out here. I'm right on my line there. And I've got my hand steadied over here. And I'm just watching my tape. And I'm watching that line. I want to go right down on top of that line, okay? I got it out here. I'm going to pop my tape. Touch it down. Now I've got my corner right here. This is going to line up perfectly with the letter C right here. So anyway, go ahead and rub the joints down where it overlaps. Use your fingernail. Rub that guy down real good. And then Ron's going to come back in here. He's going to take this little guy off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to peel this tape back. Okay, this one here, I'm painting right here. So I can cut this one off, okay? And then I can cut this one off right here. But this one right here, I'm going to peel it back, and I'm going to cut it about 1/4 inch past that. So once it peels off, I can roll that tape underneath it and make sure that I've got a nice straight line all the way as it tucks under. So that's our technique. It's kind of the final ending of putting in numbers on the airplane. It's a tedious amount of work. It really is, folks. But when you see this airplane flying, it's really cool. Not a lot of people go to this kind of trouble putting these in numbers on here anymore. One, they don't want the FAA or somebody on the ground to see them doing things they shouldn't do. But because the Grinch, you know how the Grinch is. The Grinch will definitely get you in trouble. But they also don't want to just take the time and effort it takes to do this, because this is days and days and days worth of work. So anyway, Ron, come on over here. He's got to kind of scoot down a little bit. He's a little taller than I am. But again, thanks for joining another edition of Don and Ron Christmas Time. Peace out.